Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about something that I have wanted to make a video about for a while now, and it's regarding a topic that has really pissed me off for a while, and I want to talk about it. So obviously I am a very big movie fan. That is very apparent if you watch my channel. I have watched so many movies, I've watched so many genres, so many franchises, so many things, just tons and tons of movies because I love movies. And I obviously have a lot of thoughts and a lot of opinions on movies. That's what I've started to make my channel about, is talking about movies and reviewing them and giving my opinion on them. So with all of that being said, I really think we need to stop this narrative of a movie or something has ruined an entire franchise or an entire TV show. I think it needs to stop, and I have a lot of examples that I'm going to be getting to, but the main one that has been said a lot, that is what made me really think about this narrative, was Star Wars, which is obvious because a lot of people have the opinion that the sequels or Disney in general ruined Star Wars. And this video is here to say why I think you need to stop that narrative. First things first, I know probably some people who watch my channel or who potentially even hate watch my channel will say, well, Jody, you love Disney, so of course you're going to defend it. Yeah, I do love Disney movies, but does that mean that I think that absolutely everything that they have come out with since the creation of the Disney studios is amazing and worth like 10 out of 10? No, I don't. There are some Disney movies that I think are terrible, and I have no problem saying that. But also, that's not the point. The point of this is directly related to people who say the exact words, Disney ruined Star Wars, and why I think this needs to stop. Not just about Disney, not just about Star Wars, but just about any movie franchise or any TV show. So just to touch a bit on Star Wars, and then we will get into some examples. If someone watched the sequel films in the Star Wars franchise, or any franchise for that matter, not just Star Wars, and decided you don't like them, I will never tell you that you are not allowed to not like those films. I will never tell you what you can and cannot like. My little brother is the biggest Star Wars fan I have ever met in my entire life, and to this day he has watched The Rise of Skywalker all the way through twice because he just does not really enjoy it. And you know what? Him and I have some amazing conversations about Star Wars, and we have some amazing conversations about why he dislikes The Rise of Skywalker and why I enjoy The Rise of Skywalker. But what he has never said is that The Rise of Skywalker ruined the entire franchise for him. And I love talking to him because he is so respectful, and he does not say rude things that so many freaking people on the internet say about, oh, you like the sequels, well obviously you're not a real Star Wars fan. He has never said those words to me, and that's why I enjoy having conversations with him, despite the fact that we're having a conversation about why he dislikes something that I really like. I am totally open and willing to have those kinds of conversations with people as long as it remains respectful, because if you're gonna come to me and tell me that you did like a movie that I hate, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong because you like it. I will never tell someone they're wrong for liking a movie I don't like or for disliking a movie I like. But what I will say is I think people need to stop being toxic, and people need to stop being rude, and again using the phrase, this was ruined because of this. And again, just to clarify, this statement does not fall on Star Wars alone. I have heard it for so many movies, so many franchises, so many TV shows. And immediately, as soon as I hear someone say that, I'm sorry, I disregard your opinion. I've heard people say that the last season of, I don't know, The Office ruined the rest of the series for them. And it's like, why? Can you not enjoy the other 8 seasons? If you really dislike the 9th season that much, just watch it without, did it really ruin it for you? That word in just general, it just pisses me off when people use that. Here's some examples of movies I love where many of the following movies after have just been not good. Again, I will never say that any of these other movies ruined whatever for me. So the first movie, the best example of what I mean when I say we need to stop this narrative, is Jurassic Park. I absolutely love the first Jurassic Park movie. It is one of my top 10 movies. We have a wall in our basement of posters of some of our favorite movies, and we have a poster of Jurassic Park. We even in our basement have movie shelves of our favorite like franchises, and sometime like last year we had a JAWS shelf and we ended up changing it to a Jurassic Park shelf. That movie came out in 1993, and I believe that the animatronics and the computer animation still hold up to this day. There are movies that have come out like last year with worse CGI than what was in the 1993 Jurassic Park movie. To this day, I still get goosebumps when Alan, Ellie, and the two kids are saved from the raptors from the T-Rex. I still feel like tense and nervous when Lex and Tim are trapped in the kitchen with the raptors. I love that movie so much. And with all of that being said, I absolutely cannot stand almost every other Jurassic movie that has followed Jurassic Park. I don't like The Lost World. I don't like Jurassic Park 3. Jurassic World was fine. I still probably wouldn't really throw it on. And I absolutely cannot stand Fallen Kingdom. I literally walked out of that movie mad. I absolutely hated Fallen Kingdom. Dominion was maybe a little bit better than Fallen Kingdom, but not by much. It had so much wasted potential. The fact that they brought back Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler for this film, and their characters were so useless and did nothing, and I was so mad at that movie. So I obviously have a lot of not great feelings and great thoughts towards all the movies past the first one. However, I will never, ever, 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 ever say that any of these movies, or even the fact that all of these movies were not good, in my opinion, I will never, ever say that one particular movie or any of these movies ruined Jurassic Park. Do I think it's a great franchise? No, I don't, because 90% of the movies I don't like. But does that take away from Jurassic Park and everything that Jurassic Park holds in my heart? Absolutely not. When I rewatch any of those other movies, Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, Dominion, if I watch any of those movies, does that take away the feeling I get when the T-Rex breaks out of the cage? Does it take away the feeling I feel right at the beginning of the movie when the worker is attacked by the raptor, but we also don't see the raptor, so it's just this horrifying moment of not knowing actually what is going on? Does it take away anything that I feel towards Jurassic Park? No. I watch that movie to this day and I love every single moment of it. And when I watch any of the other movies past that first movie, does it make me hate the first movie or make me hate the franchise as a whole? No. So I will never say any of these other movies ruins Jurassic Park for me. Another franchise that I'm going to do a little bit more of a deep dive into before I get to just like some shorter examples is the MCU. I have talked several times about Avengers Endgame, and to this day it is the best Marvel film for sure. Pretty much all of the films leading up to Endgame I did really, really enjoy, but pretty much everything following Endgame was a disappointment in my book. I did enjoy some of the films after Endgame. I enjoyed both of the Spider-Man movies. I enjoyed Shang-Chi. I enjoyed Wakanda Forever, but other than that, I did not like most of the things following Endgame. At this point, I just can't be bothered. I didn't see Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I didn't see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 in theaters because, yes, I'm still going to buy these movies on DVD because I collect movies, but I just can't justify spending so much money on movie theater prices to see these movies and just continue to walk out being disappointed. Like, I remember walking out of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and just feeling like so underwhelmed and so just like that's what that was. I liked everything that happened with Wanda in that film, and then that's it. Rethinking about that movie, I just did not like it at all very much. And I'm not going to deep dive into it because I know I have ranted about how much I really, really, really don't like this movie, but I just cannot stand Thor Love and Thunder. I have said before, and I'm pretty sure I said in my review of Thor Love and Thunder, that I believe Thor Love and Thunder did ruin the moment in Endgame where Cap is able to wield Mjolnir. I have said that, and I stand by that. But have I ever said that Thor Love and Thunder ruined Marvel for me? No, I have never said that, because I still love everything phases 1 through 3. Pretty much love it all. And yes, there still have been good films in phase 4, and there are things coming out that I'm excited for. It's just gonna take something incredible before I start paying movie theater prices to see these in the theaters again. So I think based on like that narrative and like my feelings towards the MCU, that it does go without saying that I think it's okay to not give something that you once loved, that you are like losing love for, as much support as you once did. If something new isn't giving you the same feeling or the same love as its like predecessor did, I don't think there's anything wrong with not wanting to support it in like one way or another. My choice of support is that I'm not going to pay to see these in theaters. I will still buy them on DVD, but I'm not going to pay to see them in theaters, which is a lot of money. However, again, to say that it's been ruined for you is honestly just being like stupidly over dramatic. As I said, I hated Love and Thunder. That film has made me not want to support MCU projects to the same extent that I used to support them, in the sense that I saw so many MCU movies in theaters and now I don't want to. But to say that the MCU is ruined because of Love and Thunder is, like I said, just ridiculously an overdramatic thing to say, because the events that took place in Love and Thunder will never take away how the other films made me feel the first time I watched them, or even rewatch them to this day. It's interesting because there are some movies where the first movie is like completely loved and almost everything following it was like not good at all. And yet no one really like discusses it. Or they are discussed, but just not nearly to the same extent as like other things. So obviously I've discussed Star Wars, Jurassic Park, and the MCU, but here's some other examples that I can think of where like the first or maybe the second movie are like very widely loved, but then pretty much anything following that is just like hated so much. JAWS, the Alien movies, the Terminator movies, the Conjuring universe. I will say most of the Conjuring movies are pretty good. Some of the Annabelle and like the Nun movies are just like not good. Halloween, Pirates of the Caribbean, the Saw movies. All of these franchises have at least like one movie in them that is like very, very, very widely loved and praised, but then half or maybe more than half of the movies are just like so widely hated on. But when was the last time someone came up to you and said, I love Terminator, but then Genesis ruined the entire franchise for me? My final thoughts and just like a couple questions I have are, how come we say this about some franchises but not others? Why are we so quick to use the word ruined the second something is not as good as its previous film, or even that it just didn't live up to the potential that we made for it in our head? With all of that being said, if your favorite movie is part of a franchise, why is it like an expectation that we are required to love every single movie that is part of that franchise? I have absolutely no problem saying that I hated Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom or Thor Love and Thunder. But what I think needs to stop is the idea that the entire franchise has been ruined because of one film that you did not like. So let's just go back to the beginning and back to Star Wars to end things off. Let's say you are a Star Wars fan and you have watched The Empire Strikes Back. It's the end of the movie and you feel so emotional when Han and Leia have declared their love for each other, and then you're sad when they're separated and Han is forced into the carbonite freezing, but you're also relieved to find out that he survived the freezing. And then you're tense and you're nervous as you're watching Luke Skywalker fight Darth Vader, and just the feeling you get as Luke's hand is cut off and he's hanging for his dear life over a giant empty elevator type shaft with absolutely nowhere to go but to fall to potentially his death. And then the moment where Darth Vader reveals that he is Luke's father. How did you feel in that moment? Were you surprised? Were you shocked? Could you just like not believe that this was happening? Were you scared for Luke? What did you feel in that moment when that was revealed? You're really, 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 really gonna look me in the eye and tell me that all of those things you felt during just those final acts of the movie, not even including everything leading up to that, you're gonna look at me and tell me that all of those feelings you feel, you don't feel them anymore when you watch The Empire Strikes Back because you maybe didn't like The Last Jedi? I didn't think so. I know this is a little bit more of a serious video, but this has been really sticking with me for the last little while, and I wanted to get it off my chest. As I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with disliking movies. I don't think there's anything wrong with loving one movie in a franchise and disliking every other movie. What I will not agree with is people saying that something was ruined for them because of something. Because if you really, really, really love something, the way, like for me, the way I love Star Wars or even like Jurassic Park, nothing following those films, no matter how bad they might be, will ever take away the feelings I feel when I watch those movies. Yes, I will never get back the experience that I ever had watching some of these films for the very first time, but I still get emotional watching these movies. I still get goosebumps. I still feel tense. I still sit on the edge of my seat at certain parts, and no matter how bad things are following, nothing will ever take away the moment I felt watching those movies for the first time, and I will continue to feel those ways about these movies for the rest of my life, and nothing will ever change that. So no matter how bad a sequel of Jurassic Park will ever be, nothing will ever take away how I feel watching Jurassic Park a million times over and over and over again. I hope you can agree with me on things that I said throughout this video. If you don't agree with me, cool. This was my opinion. You're entitled to yours. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you later.